Welcome to Kripabhavan Daily Reflections.
Healing through two types of touching. Introduction. In Matthew 9 verses 18 to 26, the Gospel offers a powerful account of Jesus performing two miracles, each centered on a moment of touch. But these weren't ordinary gestures. One was a desperate touch of faith from a suffering woman. The other was a life-giving touch from Jesus himself to a dead girl. Though different in form, both touches led to healing. Together, they reveal something deeply personal about how God interacts with our pain. Sometimes we must reach out to Him in faith, and other times, He reaches out to us in mercy.
A woman's faith-filled touch. As Jesus was on his way to respond to a synagogue leader's plea, a woman approached him silently. She had been suffering for 12 long years from a condition that left her physically weak and socially isolated. According to Jewish law, she was ceremonially unclean, which meant she was excluded from the temple and likely shunned by society. In that crowd, she did not call out. She did not stand before him. She simply said to herself, "If I only touch his garment, I will be made well." Her touch was small, quiet, and hidden, but filled with great faith. Jesus, surrounded by many, still noticed her. He turned, saw her, and said, "Take heart, daughter, your faith has made you well." And in that moment, she was healed. Her story reminds us that even the smallest act of faith can bring about a great miracle. We don't need perfect words or a grand display, only a heart that truly believes. This woman didn't touch Jesus by accident. She did so with intention and trust, and he honored her boldness. A girl restored by the touch of Jesus. While the woman was reaching out, another miracle was still waiting. The synagogue ruler, identified as Jairus in other Gospels, had come to Jesus in desperation. His daughter had died, but he believed that if Jesus only laid his hand on her, she would live. When Jesus arrived at the man's house, the mourners had already begun their wailing. The girl was gone, and death had already claimed her. But Jesus dismissed the crowd, went inside, and took her by the hand. At his touch, the girl arose. Unlike the woman, this girl could not reach for Jesus. She could not speak, believe, or move. Her healing came purely from the initiative of Christ. He touched her when she could do nothing for herself. This moment reminds us that there are times in life when we are too weak, too broken, or too lost to reach out. In those moments, it is Jesus who comes to us. His grace meets us where we are. When we are silent, numb, or even spiritually lifeless, His touch brings life to what was dead. One healed by faith, one healed by grace. These two stories show two sides of God's healing power. One woman touched Jesus in faith and was healed. One girl was touched by Jesus and was restored to life. One miracle was initiated by human belief, the other by divine mercy. And yet, both came from the same source, Jesus. This is the beauty of God's nature. Whether we come to Him or He comes to us, He is willing and able to heal. Sometimes we are the woman, reaching out with just enough faith to believe for a miracle. Other times we are the girl, unable to move, and yet still within the reach of God's saving hand. In both situations, healing flows from a touch.
Conclusion. Are you in a place today where you need to reach out to Jesus, like the woman in the crowd? Or are you in a place where you feel powerless, and need Him to come and take your hand? The good news is that Jesus responds to both. He honors faith, and He extends grace. Whether you're reaching for the hem of His garment or waiting for Him to lift you up, He is the same compassionate Savior. His touch restores, heals, and brings new life.